Hello, my name is Udo Konjo. I'm the visionary and founder of Wow Divas Network International, and I'm about to interview Dr. Emmanuel Kachikwu, who is the Executive Vice Chairman and General Counsel of Exxon Mobil, Nigeria. He's a role model of mine personally, and also a role model for a lot of professionals and business people in Nigeria and also internationally. So Dr. Kachikwu, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
What would you say has been the most memorable day of your life to date?
The day that I got my doctorate was a memorable day for me. Partly because I got into the university, wanted to do that from point one. That was the only reason why I think I went to read, because I had an ambition to do medicine and law, and my dad said, if you want to answer a doctor, don't be cheap, go get a PhD. And so from day one I knew that's what I wanted to do. And so eventually doing it must have been very memorable.
How did you get into Harvard to study a PhD?
It started from the Philip Justice trial competition. I got nominated to represent UNN, and then we did a Nigerian section of it, and then ultimately went to the world stage. And Harvard was on the opposite side at the primary stages. It was a very good experience for me. But I think although we lost that presentation, but I think I left quite some impression.
What would you say were some of the qualities or traits that you displayed on that day that made you stand out?
I think the key thing was your vocal ability. I mean, how well you do your presentations. Clearly, it was obvious that coming from a school like the University of Nigeria versus the sort of facilities you have in Harvard, we were disadvantaged. But we didn't let that keep us from rolling on and making success of what we didn't get cowed by the presence of mighty Harvard. We took them all the way to the end. It was a 5-4 trip, so we were pretty close. It sets some of the basic lessons you learn in life, which is just never get beat by your own handicaps. Don't self-handicap yourself before you get into the big arena.
Had you always wanted to study law?
That's interesting. First, I think I said I wanted to just be a writer, and I'm sure that I've told you. My first novel that I did is At Last, I did after my secondary school. So I started from being a writer. I was influenced by people like Achebe, Oleshe, and the rest of them as we were growing up. And then I got into acting. And I loved acting. So while I was in university, for example, I had Kamaka Playhouse, which was doing acting all over the schools in the Eastern region area. And I took part in the Nigerian Festival of Arts as part of the Nigerian team when I was very young. So acting was a natural call. But I was also very conscious about the fact that I like a lifestyle and I was able to fund myself. And I wasn't quite sure that acting as it was in those days was able to provide a sort of seed that I needed to be able to live the kind of lifestyle that I love to live. And then of course you were influenced by parental upbringing. My dad was a judge, grew up in a physically judicial legal home. So the first contact you have on profession really is law. So that also, but I tell you that nearly torpedoed my wanting to read law, because just watching the very long hours my father preaching to writing judgments never had any rest. I knew I wasn't going to be judged from day one. That was clear. Now whether I was going to practice law at all was a different thing altogether. But invariably, that had a work influencing you very softly when you didn't realize it. So I think it must have had a good influence when you got into read law.
What would you say is your guiding principle in life?
The first for me is that you must make a success of whatever you touch. And so if you're going to be choosy about what you do, fine. But don't jump into things just because you want to answer a name. If you can't bring a value to it, don't bother. Second for me is that you want to aim at the very top, because that way, even if you fall, you land somewhere in the middle. But don't need aiming halfway, you're going to land at the bottom. The third is that no success is as important as good relationship. And so in whatever I do, whether it's a relationship with my staff, whether it's a relationship with my peers, or a relationship with outsiders, I must leave a sort of relationship aura that when I leave, you're bound to say, if I see this gentleman tomorrow, I'd like to shake hands and talk with him, even if we disagree. And the fourth is that there are no losers in any game process. You may be a loser today, but down the road you find that loss translates into some gain. So don't get away feeling nauseated, unhappy, and there's nothing to be angry about. I've never left any meetings in my life feeling upset or feeling so bad that I wouldn't talk to the next party.
What would you say is your definition of success? What does success mean to Dr. Kachikwu?
Appreciation by peers, immediate personal comfort, not in terms of financial network, but in terms of moral balance, as it were. And at the end of the day, being at peace with myself. That's for me success. And there are lots of people who walk around the world and they're very successful in the eyes of the multitude. They're very rich, they're very powerful, they don't sleep at night. Now that's not successful. And there are people who sleep a lot at night and can't pay their bills. Now that's not successful. So you've got to create somewhere a balance. And don't be who you are not. And don't build a life on the pedestal of somebody else. So because, I mean, I'm not saying this because I've not made those mistakes. I have, and I've learned from those. With your natural growth process easily attract somebody whom you see as a role model, is doing very well, and you say, why? I mean, I could just duplicate him, that I'm satisfied. And guess what? If you hand over his life to you, you probably take a look and say, no, you better keep it, I'll try mine. So you've got to model your life to yourself and then task yourself as best as you can. And if you don't hit the peak of what you would have loved to, get satisfied with what you have. Move on.
Okay. Now tell me, what are some of these mistakes that you've made?
I've done large, horrible investments where it was so plain. I'm your worst investor. I'm very emotive in investing.
On a lighter note, money versus love at a gunpoint. At a gunpoint. My gun just went off at gunpoint.
Well, without the gun, I'll say both. With the gun, I will say love. So I'll choose love any day. And love is what gives you the standing and happiness.
On a final note, what is the X factor in your own words?
I'll take X to represent infiniteness, and to that extent, whatever it is that enables you to reach that zenith of your aspirations as a human being, is the X factor.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Kachiku.
Thank you for having me.